Hello, how are you?
I'm good. And how about you?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Rakib. What's your name?
Lucy. My name is Lucy.
Yeah, I just watched your descriptions and just called you to practice my English a little bit. So,
Are you from India?
Yeah, I'm from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Oh, because your accent is, I can hear. Nice.
So,
would you? Sorry, what did you want to ask?
well, I want to ask you something about the personal because I've been working on my accents since 2016, but I can't make it happen like you because I want to sound like a native speaker. So can
Like
you
do?
give me some? Yeah. So can you give me some tips about making progress in pronunciations? Where should I start? Would it be helpful for me to learn IPA if I want to improve my pronunciation level?
Yeah, I think reading is very important, like reading out loud to yourself, to listen to how you sound. And also reading helps you gain knowledge about grammar, structure of sentences, vocabulary, pronunciation, of course. Reading out loud, I'd suggest maybe doing maybe choosing an article online that's like a good level for you and reading out loud, listening to yourself speak. And I mean, with that, you should keep practicing on Cambly to listen to tutors and how they speak, and then combine that with your reading, and maybe watch some series or a film that is, with the accent that you preferably want to learn. I don't know whether you prefer American accent or British accent, but there are many. I don't know if you have Netflix, but there are many British series and also American series, so you can choose.
Well, to be honest, I'm a big British culture and British accents, and I'm trying to improve my accent as a British accent. And I'm watching. I've been watching a lot web series, TV shows, movies. There are a lot of things that I've been watching since 2016. That's helped me quite a lot to improve my English. I haven't been read too much, but I have watched 4 to 5 hours every single day since 2016 till now. It makes me more curious to watch more. As much as I watched since 2016, it helps me understand that how they sounds like naturally and how our sentence produced, and that's quite helpful for me. And that's why I just invest all my time learning from the TV shows or web series or movies. Those are quite very helpful. Recently, I have watched Sherlock Holmes series. As you know, that's totally British accents and British things. So I almost understand every single thing they said on the web series, and I have finished all the part of they had. So, currently I'm working on my pronunciation, taking to the next level. I don't know how I sound right now because there is no other one to compare in Bangladesh. That's why I'm taking class on cambly, and it's helpful for me, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as well, you were born in Bangladesh, right? Or India, you said Bangladesh, yeah. So, you have an accent which will always be, like when I speak Portuguese and when I speak Spanish, I will always have my accent because that's what I've spoken more English than I have Portuguese and Spanish in my life. So you have to accept that maybe you can get a lot better at it. You could probably perfect your pronunciation if you move to an English-speaking country. You could probably perfect it very quickly. But given your situation, being in Bangladesh and speaking a lot of what's your language called? What do you speak in Bangladesh? Huh? Bengali, yeah. Speaking a lot of Bengali. Yeah, if you think of how much time you're speaking English compared to Bengali, it's harder to be able to obtain. But you're doing, if you're studying every day and you're listening to a lot of music and absorbing a lot of the sounds, which you are, then you're doing the right things, and it will get better. It will only get better if you keep doing it. Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to improve little by little. It's not my passion to learn everything overnight. It cannot be done by anyone. I know that. And I'm trying to improve my pronunciations, my grammar levels. I don't know how I sound with perfect grammar, if it is perfect or not.
I think your English is very good. It's very good. It's very clean. You don't make any mistakes in your grammar or your pronunciations, from what I've heard. And you have a slight accent, but that's only because you're you were born in Bangladesh, so naturally, like I do when I speak Spanish, there's a slight accent. But yeah, it's all about practice and listening as well. Listening, and I suggest reading out loud to yourself, and try and listen to how you sound.
Yeah, reading is quite helpful, but I haven't read too much because I'm more curious to input sections, because if I don't know something, how can I say something? That's why but reading is gathering information, and that's helped me quite a lot at the very beginning when I started my learning English. But after that, can I ask you one simple thing about the vocabulary? Like the most useful vocabulary. If someone wants to learn English, like the native speaker, or like just wants to express their feelings in English, how many vocabularies we should learn as a beginner? Do you know about the quantity of that vocabulary? Is there any quantity that I must know this vocabulary as a beginner?
I don't know about quantity, but if I wouldn't say your level of English is beginner. So
it's not about myself exactly, I should say, because I.
Oh, okay. You're like, in general. I don't know. I look online. I'd like search like the top 100 or 50 most used verbs in English, and it will give you a list of the most common verbs that are the most important. Because if you think about language, it's like you start like basic conversation, and then you get to more advanced conversation, and then like maybe you will choose to study at a university, and then you will be learning very academic English, or learning at a level of academic speaking. So it does depend on it depends on your level, like I said. But so you're obviously, the basic verbs will be for like a beginner, and then when you're learning academic English, you will be learning very advanced verbs, right? So I'd start with learning the basic verbs. The most important verbs are the most used verbs, because verbs are the most important things in a sentence, right? I guess.
Yes, well, what helps me a lot to learn a regular verb and irregular verb at the very beginning of my journey, I have memorized in order basis. Like they gave me a book, and I have memorized almost 1,000 vocabulary step by step and that helped quite a lot, because every single day when I woke up from sleep, then I invest 30 minutes just pronouncing them and just memorizing them on my mind. I don't need books for that, and that's what helped me quite a lot to understand that how I should learn English, and that helped me learn tenses, because I have learned like this, where that the three forms of the regular verbs, like the present tense, past tense, and the future tense, past and past participle form, I should say. And after that, I learned auxiliary verb, and that's best part I have ever done. I should recommend every single friend of mine that you must start vocabulary from the beginning, because vocabulary and the personal pronouns contains, every single sentence contains these two things, and
exactly.
And if I want to make sentence, if I want to make a question, then we must put the auxiliary sentence first, or the question word first, to make questions, and that helped me quite a lot, because when I feel that I have to speak, then I must working on my answer sections first. I don't really need to learn the questions word mostly. Sorry, my earphone is down. Give me a
No worries, no problem.
Sorry for that inconvenience. Well, this is how I have learned my English, and that helped me a lot. But recently I have started YouTube channels to inspire my friends. How am I communicating with my teachers on Cambly, or with foreigners that I have? Some of my friends are foreigners. So I'm just inspiring them. How am I sounding with the native speakers? How am I talked with them? Because this is the best part of my life, and I have enjoyed every single time when I have class on Cambly, and it makes me more curious to and more. Some of our teachers say that you have to learn grammar mostly. But I have never focused on grammar too much, because grammar is a certain rules that are holding us back to learn English faster. And that's why I have never learned grammar too much, because grammar is not really I have never fond of. I mostly learn English from the listening skill, because listening is the thing that I enjoyed the things, and it will also teach me something. So my education is throughout the entertainment system. It is,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, everyone learns differently as well. So, like, your methods of learning will probably be different to someone else. Like, because language incorporates like visual, audio, speech, or you know, it depends. If you're a visual learner, you might learn through pictures and image, and if you're more of a, you know, someone who prefers to read, like I like reading, and that's my best method of learning languages. But for somebody else who doesn't enjoy reading, they might want to watch a television program or a film. So it does depend on the person. And like you said, your method is really good, like writing a list and waking up and reading it. Like, it is, when you're starting to learn a new language, a memory game. You know, you have to be very disciplined at like giving yourself that time, even if it's 30 minutes per day, and have consistency. Because if you're not in a native country where they're speaking it every day, you're not going to hear it every day. So you need to make sure you're exposing yourself to it to some extent on a daily basis to maintain it.
I must say that I have quite a good self-discipline, because I haven't had one day missed since 2016. I have practicing every single day since 2016, and that's bring us to
5 years.
4
or 5 years. Amazing.
As I said, that I have never taken exam course, and I have learned English by myself in this way, because I practice every single day by myself, and no one ever told me to learn something. And that's the part that I have been proud of, that I can be done by me. But recently I have started learning German language, but I have found something very difficult for me to learn.
It's a hard language, right?
Yeah, it's a hard language, I know that, but it's quite easy for me to understand sometimes when I listen, because listening is the thing that I think I enjoyed a lot, because I watched a small clip, and they said in a certain situations that I guess something already. If I don't know the language, but I already guess something, that what's gonna say, what's gonna happen next, something like that.
Yeah, nice. So how long have you been learning German?
It's quite 3 months, and I'm still practicing German language, because as a next in language, I would love to learn German language.
Nice. Is it because do you want to travel there, or do you have a lot of German tourists in Bangladesh?
I want to travel there at some points of my life. If I really lived long, then I really must go to German, and Canada is my first priority to go to.
Canada, nice. Yep. Very cold in Canada.
I know that. I went my master degree on there in Canada, and that's why I'm preparing my IELTS exam. I think it's,
when is it? When will your exam be?
Next year I will take my IELTS exam. It's not happening right now, because the pandemic situation is not really well in Bangladesh right now. We are under shutdown, I should say.
Lockdown.
The lockdown is happening right now. Bangladesh is totally, they say it is shut down every single thing, every single...
all the shops and...
Because I think you heard about the Indian. Indian is has been a hard time.
Yeah, I've heard.
A hard time, and we are starting. I think we are just started that level.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, I've heard it's very serious in those countries, like around Asia. Yeah, like India and neighboring countries. It's not a good situation, but yeah, it's very difficult.
It's not really much time left, so thank you so much for your helping.
Thank you.
And
very good English.
Thank you
Keep
so much.
Going. You're doing great. No problem.
Thank you so much for helping me. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.